We're going to move on to our next guest, who is Walker. Walker is our next guest. What's up, Walker? I think I've seen you around, have I?
Long time ago.
Like, I've seen you around in my comments and certain things like
Oh
that on
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
TikTok
yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm glad you're at least saying I'm getting a lot of respect from you for at least saying that you know that the deal is bad, you're against the deal. But don't you understand now that like this is what peace through strength gets you? Like this is worse, objectively worse than the JCPOA.
Well, if
It
it
is
actually
objectively
goes,
worse.
well, really quickly, if it actually goes through, then yes, I think it'll be pretty bad. But again, there's certain provisions of the bad deal that I obviously don't agree with. It would include like monitoring of the money that would be used. So there's going to be direct monitoring of the money so that it's not used for terrorism. The reason why I'm against the deal is because I don't want to legitimize the government. Period. Not funding terrorism and not funding groups like Hamas or the Houthis in Yemen that disrupt global maritime trade up to $200 billion worth of economic damage in 2024. Stuff like that is good. Limiting Hezbollah is good. All of those different things are for sure good because Iran is the main axis in the Middle East, funding these different groups and creating these different conflicts that even come up and creep here. Who received 300 missiles from what country? It was obviously Iran that gave 300 missiles to Cuba. Now, you're saying this is how peace through strength. This is where peace through strength gets you. Well, one, I still don't think that the actual short-term conflict that we got into with Iran was bad. Why? Because the Ayatollah was killed. Natanz, Fordow, and
Yeah,
Isfahan
and now
nuclear
there's a worse
facilities. Hold on.
Ayatollah in this place.
Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan nuclear facilities were hit and struck. Right? Top nuclear scientists were killed. Their missile stockpile, which was the largest in the Middle East, has been significantly depleted. They essentially
All
have
of that was
no
taken
navy.
care of by the
They're essentially
JCPOA.
no
Doesn't matter.
navy, and they're
Irrelevant.
they're
Irrelevant.
essentially no navy. Sir, stop interrupting me for a second. Just hold on. They essentially now have
You've
no
gone on for like
navy,
5 minutes.
and their destroyer. Oh, this guy's already starting to whine a little bit. Just calm down for a second.
I'm not
Nice
whining.
shot.
So they essentially have no navy, and in the Indian Ocean, their destroyer was destroyed. So when we look at all of what's happened to the regime, not to mention the $7 billion worth of oil revenue lost when we blockaded their blockade, all of that was good. All of that, was
$7 billion
was
doesn't matter.
great in all of those sorts of different
They're
aspects.
gaining more money than they're losing.
Okay,
$300
according to who?
billion.
Wait,
That's
hold on.
that's totally irrelevant.
According to who, they're getting more money currently, and they're losing.
$7 billion compared to $300 billion.
Yeah, they haven't received $300 billion, sir.
Okay, but this is the deal that you agreed to, that peace through strength got
Who said?
you.
Wait,
Got
hold on.
them more money
No,
than they're
wait, hold
losing.
on. Whoa, no, I never said that. I never said I agreed with the deal. I explicitly said I disagreed with the deal. What you're saying is this
I
is
know
where
you
it gets
disagree
you.
with it, but
This is where it gets you. I don't think this deal. I don't think this deal will even last. But if anything, if you're a
If it
leftist, you
doesn't last,
probably.
then we're going to get a worse deal after it. There's
Well,
no
who said-
indication
wait,
that
hold
we're going to
on.
get
Who
anything
says-
better than this or anything better than the JCPOA. No indication whatsoever.
Who says?
No, that's the burden of proof is on you. You are the one that has.
No.
to
You're
prove
saying that. You're saying that there's no indication that we're getting anything. Who says? Says who? Says who we can't get something
If
better.
there is an indication, then the burden of proof is on you. If there is an indication,
Okay, so
and
you're
there's
okay.
not.
So
I'm just
okay,
saying
so
there
great.
nobody has given me an indication that we're going to get a better deal than the JCPOA. You
Well,
can say
my
that
position,
it's fine and well to be against the
my
Hezbollah
position,
getting
my
money
position,
and everything, but
right,
there's
my
a way to
position
go
is
about
actually
it. It doesn't
this
involve
is my
bombing
position.
innocent schoolgirls.
Right, my
and
position. Oh,
losing
you
money.
care about innocent? Hold on. You care about those innocent, like
I
100
do.
something girls that were killed? Okay.
Yeah, I care
tell me,
about
tell me,
the
tell me who was
innocent
killed.
people that the US
Hold on,
government is killing, not what
brother.
some
Calm
Iranian
down,
government that I
brother.
don't
Calm
actually vote
down.
for is
It was a
killing.
quick
I care
rhetorical
about the
question.
innocent
What are
schoolgirls that
right?
America,
So
that
during
us,
December,
that
hold
my
on.
tax
Since you
dollars
care
are
about what
killing.
happened. Okay, we're getting a bit of a crash out. Just calm down for a second. Since you care about what happened to those innocent schoolgirls, February 28, 2026, tell me what happened late December to early
I don't
January.
know what happened. That's irrelevant. I don't need
That
to know
happened in
what
Iran.
happened.
42. So
I don't
I'll
need
tell
to
you.
know what
42. I'll tell you, sir.
I don't need to
You
know
don't
what
see.
happened.
See, you're a performative activist. 42,000 people were slaughtered by the IRGC. I did not hear your mouth or any leftist mouth or any anti-Iran war mouth about that. 42,000 people.
Did I fund
many were
this?
shot in the head.
He
killed
muted me.
protesting
Did I fund this?
against the tyrannical IRGC. So you don't care about the 42,000 people that were killed by the regime, but you care about the 120 schoolgirls that were killed in the first attack or like early moments of the war that was unintentional. So is that where your priorities are? 42,000 people dying, no say at all, but the 127 people dying. That's what you care about. That's called performative.
No, I'm not, because guess what? My money, I didn't
didn't fund any of those killings. I agree that those are a problem, and I think we should do things against that. Do I think that bombing innocent schoolgirls has anything or is going to accomplish or get anything done about it? No. Do I think that that's the way to go about it? No.
You know where that was?
My tax dollars did not fund all those
Do
killings.
you know where that was? Do you know where that was?
You know where that was?
Where what was?
That was
The
in Manab, Iran, right?
Do you know
right
where
next
that?
to what?
Do you know where that was?
I don't. This is all irrelevant stuff. You play these trivia games every single live. I'm sick and tired of the trivia.
You brought it up. Sir, you brought it
Yeah, I brought it up. I brought that up. I didn't bring up what building was it next to up. That's what you brought up.
You brought it up. I'm asking you about something you brought up, and let's talk about the story.
What are you talking about? Buzzword City. This is no buzz. What buzzword did I use? What buzzword did I use? What buzzword did I use?
And by the way, let me on TikTok. I appreciate the
This is
galaxy.
when they do either a buzzword or they have a phrase,
They.
and then that's
Brother,
it.
hold on.
They.
And then they don't have
Who is they?
any other context. So you don't know where it
I'm not
happened
they.
in Manab, Iran.
And then that's
Do you know
it.
where
And then they
Manab,
don't
Iran actually
have
is?
any.
No
other
clue.
context.
Doesn't
You
matter.
don't know where it
Okay,
happened.
no clue at all.
It
Okay,
happened in
great.
Iran.
Do you know where the school building was right next
No
to?
clue. Doesn't matter.
Right, a naval base.
No clue at all. Okay, great.
A naval
Do you know
base.
where the school
It doesn't
is?
matter. That's totally irrelevant. This is the same argument that you guys give to approve of bombing hospitals in Gaza. It's like, oh, it's right next to Hamas was next to it. Hey,
You're saying it's
This is
totally
good.
Hey.
When it comes to innocent civilians,
When it comes to
dying in
innocent
warfare,
civilians dying
apart
in
from the
warfare,
lives that were
really
lost
quickly,
that
this is
were
good.
innocent, which is
When it
always
comes to
unfortunate
innocent
every
civilians,
single time
civilians
they are
dying in
actually
warfare,
innocent civilians.
apart from the
What
lives
is the
that were
most
lost that were
important
innocent,
thing we
which is
should
always
look at
unfortunate
when it
every
comes
single
to
time they are actually innocent
people that
civilians.
perpetrated this? What do
What
we
is the
mainly
most
look at to see
important
whether
thing
or
we should
not,
look
like,
at when it
what do we
comes
look at? I'm
to
trying to give you a clue here.
people that
what
perpetrated
does that mean? What do you want me to
you
say?
look at to see
What is
whether
the
or
thing
not,
that we look at for the people that
Like, when we
perpetrated it?
have-
What do you
when
mean?
we have failed military budgets or anything that happens where innocents are killed or whatever, what do we look at on our
failed
military's
military
end or any
intelligence or anything
military's
that
end?
happens
What do we
where
look at?
innocents are killed or whatever,
What makes
what
it?
do we look at
What
on
changes
our
it
military's
from
end or
like
any military's end?
genocide or
What do we
war
look at?
crime or just
What
something
makes
like
it? What
Are you getting
changes
what I'm
it?
saying?
I guess,
from,
yeah, I guess it
genocide
would
or
be,
war
I don't, of
crime
course I
or
don't know, and
something
I'd say this is another thing
Are you getting what I'm
but
saying?
what I'd be
At all?
guessing that they look at is, was there any attempt or much of an attempt to actually watch your actions and actually have a bit of caution, that sort of thing, the amount of caution that you use.
Right, so you're getting there. So in warfare, we have something called
Sort of
civilian collateral
caution,
damage, which
right?
means that
So
you're always going to have
right, so you're
civilians
getting there. So in warfare, we have
the middle
something
of a
called
war and a
civilian
conflict.
collateral damage, which means
It
that
happened in
you're always
Manab,
going to have
Iran, which is a
civilians
coastal
getting
city in
caught
Iran.
in
It also happened
in the middle
because
of a
it was
war
right
and
next to a
conflict.
naval base.
It
And
happened
I
in
believe they were
Iran,
going
which is a coastal city
off
in
of
Iran. It also
intelligence
happened
that there
because
was
it
not
was right
a
next to a naval
schoolgirl
base.
there at all.
And I believe they were
And there's
going,
also more things. Like it was
off of
on, I believe, February
intelligence
28th,
that
if
there
someone
was
can
not
correct me. It
a
was
schoolgirl
actually a
there at all.
Saturday. So there were
And
many
there's also
different
more things,
reasons
like it was
actually for
on,
why
I
they
believe,
did not
February
believe there was
28th,
going to be
if someone can correct
schoolgirls
me, it
there
was
and so on and so
actually a
forth.
See, but you're
Right?
just
So
believing that. Like,
hold on for a
that doesn't
second,
convince
hold
me
on
at
for a
all.
second. Hold on for a second.
Go ahead.
Cultural reasons.
Right?
If
Even
even
cultural. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
We get it.
Hold
No
on
one
for a
wants to
second.
see
Even
innocent
cultural
civilians
reasons.
die. It's interesting that you don't know about the 42,000 that were killed in Iran.
I do know about them. I didn't know the specifics like that and on which day it was. You asked me what happened on this day. Like what? That's not the same as not knowing about the people that died.
The other part about it, the other part about it, brother, hold on. The other most important part about it is intent. If they did not intentionally do so, that is also something that we look at. Even when it comes to things like murder. Do you know what the difference between manslaughter and murder is?
I think manslaughter is like you didn't really mean to do it as much, but you were still being negligent.
Somewhat, but it's unintentional, an unintentional killing of a human being. Murder is first degree murder, at least, is the premeditated, planned killing of a human being. And so it was not murder, right? It was an accident, and there were different factors that allowed it to happen. But it's kind of weird when you guys cling on to this weird thing where it's like, okay, there were civilian casualties that happened during this war. Let's stop everything else. Let's get rid of why we're doing it. Let's stop all of our ideas. No. Innocent civilians died in Dresden. Hold on for a second. Innocent civilians died in Dresden. Innocent civilians died in Munich. Innocent civilians died in Berlin. Innocent civilians died every single place in Germany. Innocent civilians died in Japan. Never in warfare will you ever never have innocent civilians die. It's always bad. It's always awful. But let's stop using just innocent civilians dying unintentionally, not because the government's trying to go after them, as a reason for why the war should never happen. That's stupid. According to that logic,
that's not why.
According to that logic, the brave men that stormed. Hold on. According to that logic,
I don't know why you're arguing.
No, it is, because you're like, well, the schoolgirls died.
No, it's not. Listen to what I have to say then. Let me tell you what it is. Okay, so we'll just assume that, you know what, I'll just say, fine, sure, it was totally unintentional. Okay, well, now that the war is over with, launching the war was intentional, and as you just admitted,
and it was
in
good.
all wars there are civilians that die. So just launching the war, you already are going, you know that innocent civilians are going to die just by launching the war. So if there's not a really good outcome out of the war that you launched, that you knew innocent civilians were going to die from, then you shouldn't have launched the war. Period.
Right, but there was a good outcome, though.
And we didn't get it. No, there was not.
No, there was a good outcome, though. The good outcome. You're talking about things. You're talking about the deal that comes afterwards. The good outcome of just the actual. Can I answer? The good outcome of the militaristic actions was exactly what I mentioned. Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan, their 3 main nuclear facilities, were bombed. They had the largest missile stockpile in the Middle East.
They did.
Sir, don't interrupt me, please. Let me finish. Their missile stockpile in the Middle East, which was the largest, has been significantly depleted. They have no navy whatsoever. They essentially had no navy and had to rely on like naval mines to actually start to disrupt and make the Strait of Hormuz semi-permeable, right? And their military essentially. Why are you interrupting me so much? And I'm trying to respond to what you said. So hold on. Let's just agree with this. Forget the deal. Forget the deal that we don't know the intricate details of yet for a second. Were the militaristic actions that happened in terms of every single way their military was depleted, was that positive?
Sure.
Thank you. There you go. So we did get a good outcome. We did get a good outcome.
I'm saying I'll give you that. First off, I might even disagree with that, but I'm saying sure because
you might even disagree with that. Okay.
Yeah. Listen. I can give you that. It doesn't matter though, because at the end you said, oh, we bombed their nuclear plants under the JCPOA. We didn't need to bomb their nuclear plants. Whatever. Their enrichment facilities. Your enrichment facilities. We bombed their enrichment facilities. We didn't need to bomb their enrichment facility under the JCPOA. That is my point. We were objectively under a better deal. We didn't.
Okay, well, let's have that conversation then.
That we lose money when every single bomb we drop, that's money we lose. We had the exact same outcome with no bombs being dropped, with no tax dollars wasted.
Can we talk about that? Let's talk about this is actually going to be a better conversation. Now we can talk about now you're saying that we were in a better position during the JCPOA. Let's not predict the future because okay, hold on for a second. This deal is not an existing deal yet. So there is no deal until both sides sign any agreement. So currently there is no deal. But let's compare right now. Sir, don't try to change history. Let's go with where we are right now, and let's compare it to the JCPOA. Did the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action that was signed, I believe UN 2231 it was, did it encompass Iran's funding of terrorist groups in the Middle East, like Hezbollah, the Houthis in Yemen, and Hamas?
Does this deal? No, it doesn't.
See, that's a whataboutism fallacy. No, you said no. Hold on, stop for a second. Here you are getting cooked. So this is what he's forgetting. By the way, sir, don't interrupt me really quickly because this is really good. This is where things get good. This is the polemical debates I was talking about, guys. I made it very simple. And Ben Shapiro, by the way, mentioned this on Friendly Fire. There is no deal until both sides come to the table and sign something. So we're talking about a future deal. And by the way, it has been made explicitly and conspicuously clear that we don't know the intricate details of this deal that I know will probably be horrible, right? But it's not a deal yet. We don't have a deal. Both sides have not signed any agreement.
That's your argument.
I'm pretty sure I'm checking the date. It's not Friday yet. And I try to keep you on track. Sir, stop interrupting me. I'm trying to keep you on. I'm trying to keep you. Stop for a second. I'm trying to keep you on track. So there's no deal now. So we're going to compare it where we are now to during the JCPOA. The reason why you were I asked you a question to defend the JCPOA because you made the proposition we were in a better position during the JCPOA. That's a positive claim. You now have the burden to prove it, and we're going to have that discussion, sir. So let's get into it in a second, okay? So don't do whataboutism logical fallacy. You did a whataboutism logical. You said we were in a better. You said we had a better position during the JCPOA. That's what you said. Hold on for a second. You now have to prove that, and try not to do a whataboutism fallacy. If you guys don't know what it is, a whataboutism fallacy is essentially when someone is asked to prove a point. Like I make the claim of X or I make the claim of Y, right? And then he asks me, okay. Let's say, for example, I say apples are better, or not. This is subjective. Let's say that someone makes the claim that vaccines cause you to have an IQ of 55 or something. Let's say someone makes that claim. Okay, and you're like, okay, prove it. Prove that vaccines cause you to have an IQ of 55. And they're like, wait, what about this or what about Y, X? No, that's a whataboutism fallacy. If you make a claim, you defend that claim and don't say what about anything else. So I'm going to ask you the question again, sir. Did the JCPOA account for Iran's funding of the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah, and Hamas that all start conflicts in the Middle East that help destabilize it and undermine our allies there? Yes or no?
I'm going to say yes or no. Listen, I'm about to say yes or no.
Actually, no, just actually elaborate. And not just yes or no. I'm not going to give you a dichotomy. Tell us how they did, if they did. Like, if it actually encompassed that, tell me how. Go ahead.
I'm about to explain how it's not an whataboutism. So,
tell me if they encompass those things, sir. That's important, right?
No, it did not.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Let me add on something to that. That's an explosion, sir. That's an explosion. Hold on.
I thought you were going to let me elaborate.
If you answered yes, I would want to know why, but you said it didn't, and now I want to touch on why it's important that it didn't. I want to touch on why it's important that it didn't, guys. So in 2024, the Houthis were disrupting global maritime trade in the Red Sea. 1/10. You need this lecture, so you should really be listening.
I know. I've heard this lecture.
Okay?
I watched your retarded debate with Dean.
Right, where he got cooked too. Where he got cooked too. The Houthis did $200 billion worth of economic damage. Not according to me, the World Economic Forum. Can you stop interrupting me? Can you stop interrupting me?
Go ahead.
Oh, the world's... Calm down with your leftist nonsense.
Way worse.
Sir, relax. Thank you. Anyway, so $200 billion worth of economic damage was done in the Red Sea in 2024 alone, according to the World Economic Forum, by the Houthis. And they disrupted shipping that affected more than 12 nationalities, and 1/10 of global maritime trade goes through the Red Sea. Who is the main funder? Iran. Hamas launched an unprovoked war against the state of Israel. Yeah, you're going to hear these explosions go off, sir. By the way, 145 people currently watching on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, keep liking the live and sharing it and etc. So, and by the way, shout out to the over 3,000 people currently watching me, I believe, conjoined with X and YouTube. Okay, perfect. So, Hamas launches a war against Israel, the second largest terrorist attack. Who is also a major funder of Hamas? Iran, the IRGC. Hezbollah, the proxy in southern Lebanon that disrupts and destabilizes the Middle East, worked with the Assad regime to gas 500,000 civilians, and obviously also constantly launches rockets at Israel. Who is their main funder? The IRGC. The JCPOA, this great deal did not at all address those things. I'm saying it's a great deal now. The great deal the JCPOA did not. The great JCPOA did not address any of those things.
I didn't say it did. I literally agreed that it did, and then you go on to explain how it didn't do the thing that I just agreed that it didn't do.
People need to know that.
I don't know why you
know that. That's
great. I know you're audience-centered and you don't actually want to have a discussion, but fine, whatever. Good job educating your audience for the thing that we both.
And you too, brother. It's fine to learn.
I already heard this. You educated me when I saw your retarded debate. That's when you educated me. I'm up to date.
Can you tell me, name a single? So you said it was. By the way, stop saying that word. Not because I care, but because of TikTok. TikTok doesn't like that word, and it may force me to drop you when you say it. So TikTok doesn't like that word. But anyway, since you said it was a regarded debate, I'll say that word. Name a single thing I said during that debate that was explicitly false. Go.
You said that. Damn, you put me
see?
No, I'm about to get
it was. I did so bad, but he can't name a single thing I said that was false.
Dean, all right, I got you right now. Dean said he broke out. The very first thing he said was, "I think we were under a better position than under the JCPOA than we are now." The very thing we're agreeing on. That's where you were. And you were like, "At the gate, I disagree with that." And even your buddy disagreed with you on that. You were the only person on the panel.
Wait, hold on. That's appealing to popularity. It doesn't matter who disagreed with me. It doesn't matter that my partner was horrible. What was my question again?
Dean said, "I think we were."
No, not what Dean said. What, sir? What was my question?
The prompt? You asking what the prompt was?
What question did I ask you like 1 minute ago for you to answer?
Yes, you've been asking me a lot of questions. What was it? Bro, this is so corny.
Let me. Where's the
sound effects, bro? We're not in 5th grade.
What question did I just ask you, dude? about my
Can we have a
debate.
discussion and stop trying to get
You
clips on here?
said that my debate against Dean and Parker was, quote, regarded. I can't say the actual word because of TikTok settings or whatever.
It
And
was
I
regarded.
asked you a question.
Extremely
This is called comprehension and tracking. And then I asked you a question right after that. What question did I ask you right after?
Bro, I don't know. That's not so I have bad comprehension skills because I don't remember the
My
exact question. You
question,
answered, bro.
I'll
Just
repeat
tell
it.
me.
Yeah.
Jesus
By the
Christ.
way, sir, you certainly do. My
You
question,
have autism, bro.
question was, dude, if I have autism, you probably should get it too because you need whatever I have.
I should get it.
Because it'll make
That
you
makes no
probably a
sense, but
little bit
continue.
smarter. My
Yeah.
question was, name a single thing, because you called that debate regarded. Name a single thing I said that was false. And you were like, Dean,
Yeah,
that's not what I
because I
asked you.
can't
Name
remember
a single
everything
thing I
you
said
said. It
during
took
that
me a
debate
second.
that was false.
It took me a second. I gave you something, bro. So go
You
ahead
didn't give
and
me a single
respond.
thing. You said,
I'll
Dean,
give it
name
to
a
you. Fine.
single
Even though
thing
I
I
did, I'll
said
say
that
it
was
again.
false during that
I'll say
debate.
it again. You said that we are under a better position now than we were under the JCPOA in regards to our hold on their military capabilities. That's what
Okay,
you
great.
said.
Are there military
False.
capabilities? Okay, that was false. Okay, great. Are there military
Exactly.
capabilities?
So,
You're saying that was false. Great. You're
okay,
saying that
okay.
their military capabilities were more depleted during the JCPOA, encompassing everything? Their
I say
navy,
that
their missile stockpile, their drones, all of those
I say-
things.
they had no. Yes, I mean I'd say
What?
that. No. Okay, obviously they're bombed. They have less than they did before. They still have a ton, and they were still closer to a nuclear weapon than they were before. Period.
No, that's not.
Yes,
That's not
they
the
were.
thing.
That is true.
There's more. You're talking about nuclear enrichment, which
And
is
we were
something
doing
else.
that all without
You're
spending
talking
money,
about
without
nuclear
spending billions of
enrichment, which is
dollars and
something else.
disrupting the global
So I'm gonna
economy and
go
killing
ahead and
innocent
clarify
people.
for you. I'm gonna go ahead and clarify for
So
you.
we
During
were
that
under a better
bad deal,
position.
when all that terrorism was happening, because they were giving all this money away to different terrorist groups because Biden was unfreezing assets and so on and so forth. During that bad deal, they had a larger missile stockpile. They had a stronger navy. They had their military
have the largest in
facilities.
the Middle
They had
East.
their military facility. They had all of their nuclear facilities intact, and none of them were actually
Didn't
bombed.
matter.
During Midnight Hammer, we
Didn't
destroyed.
matter. They didn't
We
need to
destroyed
have the
20. We
bombs.
destroyed
They weren't
20,000 nuclear
operational. They were
fuses.
not
Sir,
enriching.
let me fit. Sir, you're interrupting, man. Calm down. Their missile facilities or their nuclear facilities were also intact. So all of those different things
Don't matter.
Okay?
You keep saying that. You've said that
You're
so
interrupting.
many times. It doesn't matter.
So if you encompass that and then you encompass the terrorism funding, yes, we're in a better position now than we were during the JCPOA. But thank you for coming up. I don't stay with
Bro,
you for too long. Thank
He
you,
had
sir.
no good points. He kept deflecting. Every single.
This guy doesn't seem to be able to track conversations, but
He.
we're
Oh
now
my
gonna,
God. He
we're
knows
gonna bring
I'm
up other guests
right,
as well. I'm
bro.
also gonna be checking the chat, guys.
He kept saying the same things over
So
and
YouTube
over
people are
and
saying
over
congrats,
again.
Okay.
And I would give him.
Yeah, Global Atlantis. I agree. I don't have any idea. What
Tell
this
me
guy's
something I
actually
said that was
talking
wrong,
about.
but I'm never gonna prove it's wrong.
I am actually currently
Sure, they
live
had
right now,
on the very last thing. Sure, they were
let's also check
technically
the
like
YouTube chat. I mean, we're
after
looking
the
at all the chats
war.
right now, so,
They have less missiles than they did before. But his point
just
is that they
making sure,
have
like,
the
we're just
biggest in
making
the
sure we
Middle East. The
clarify
problem
certain
is
things
still
to
not
these people.
solved.
Okay, because it's
So
like,
even
he's
if
not
we were
understanding
technically because
every
they had a
single
few more
way.
missiles than they did
When
before,
I said
and their
this, at
navy
the
isn't
time I
as
said that,
large
I was right.
than they did
We're in a
before,
better
they're still going to
position
grow
than
it
we
back.
were during the
We were
JCPOA
under a better
because
position
so
than we
many
were
different
under.
things
That
were
is
happening
the
during the
truth.
JCPOA
Without any spending money,
not
and that is included
for
in it.
by that
You have
bad
to
deal.
include if you want to
Okay?
actually give a real
And that is objectively
interpretation or a real
and
holistic view of
unequivocally
what
true.
the.
Forrest, okay,
Hold
this
on, I
person's
wonder if
name-
is he
this
still
person's
talking
name
about
is
me
really
for
weird,
some
so I'm
reason?
just not going to even say your name. But he says you have good topics.
Steve
I appreciate
asks,
that.
did you say you were debating Dean?
Steve,
Okay, no, he
asks, did you
hasn't.
say you
Okay,
were
and
debating-
actually I forgot. I gotta turn this down because he's talking now. But sure, like if you want to just look at it only in terms of how much firepower do they have, they have a little more firepower now, and in that very specific sense, we were in a better position under the JCPOA than we were, or without the JCPOA than we were under it. However, you're not at all including the fact that they're going to build back as soon as we stop going to war. We've lost hundreds of billions of dollars. Gas prices went through the roof for months. Total ignoring of all problems that are actually, or not all, but a lot of problems that we could be given other attention to otherwise. Problems that are happening in this country. there was something else I was just gonna say. But bombing of innocent schoolgirls, that's one. No killing of innocent people. And he wants to do the, he goes into these, every single time you give a point, he just goes into his little scripted spiel where he's because he does it every single time. I started talking about bombing of innocent people at the very beginning, and he starts going into his spiel about, like, this is just war. Let me start listing wars and start listing times people die and how many death tolls and compare death tolls. You launching the war, knowing, as he admitted, that innocent people will die, well, you better have a good reason for doing so. There better be something that actually comes out of that, some actual reason for doing it, or else you did it for no good reason. You killed innocent people. You made a decision knowing innocent people would die for worse outcomes than we even had before. And his defense is, well, it's not actually the final deal yet. It's not actually. So you're admitting that if it was the final deal, we would be worse. But if you're not actually going in and explaining how the deal isn't worse than the JCPOA. So after, in just a while, I'll be coming back and I'll be asking him again whenever the deal finally is finalized. We'll see on Friday. We'll see. And he wants to lie about how he doesn't want to have one person on for too long. He has people on for so long all the time. He doesn't just drop people after having good conversations with them. If something's, if it's a good conversation, if he thinks it's a good conversation, he will stay in it. So anyway, he got destroyed. I'm sick and tired of his attitude. I'm so glad I got this opportunity to stick my peen right in his face. And yeah.